Yes. This is basically the same as what I started with before, but I'll just go ahead and make the motion. I move to rescind the action taken on July 22nd, 2016, and to amend that motion by adopting the following action of authorizing the city manager to take bids on the downtown sidewalk project from along Main Street from Meacham to Lantana Road, including street lights as redesigned.
I'll second that. And for discussion, Mr. Manager, do you want to talk about the last, I think it's the last motion that passed in reference to sidewalks, about your discussion with the Tennessee Department of Transportation?
Yeah, that's what's relevant for this discussion is we had a meeting with them and told them that we wanted to go ahead and get 127 paved downtown. What corners would they be taken on and what corners would be left for us to do? They told us that they thought that the pavement in downtown was in relatively good condition except for the rutting. That the next project that they were going to take on with their funding would be the 4-lane section that's coming up along on 127, and they would only have enough funding to do that.
Is that like from McDonald's to the interstate?
I believe so. So they said that yes, they would do downtown, but it would be in 2020, which gives us a whole lot of time to decide if to either do the sidewalk ourselves or contract it out, whatever you all decide. I still think probably the best route or compromise would be to go ahead and do what we have proposed previously and get all the corners done and streetlights done and conduit in ground, either by a contract or by our crews, and then we would be completely ready when CDOT comes through and does their paving, and then whatever else you want to do on the sidewalks will be fairly easy to do between the corners. And again, and the reason that I propose the streetlights as part of that is because if you look at a lot of them right now, they would impact the ability for us to bring those corners into ADA compliance. But barring that, it's still on the table. What I have to do is repair 30%. That's what we're going to start doing if we don't get break another one.
Your ADA corner is probably good about 30%. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's why I would like authorization to do the streetlights with that as well. I don't know if you can amend the motion to add the streetlights without rescinding the other. I'm not an attorney and I don't play one on the TV, so that's a real question.
It has to be advertised at previous meeting, right, Will? It has to be advertised on the agenda or at a previous meeting if you're going to rescind the motion, right?
Only if you want to only require 3 votes. It can happen, but you need 4 votes. Well, you need 3 votes.
Actually, either way, you're going to need 3 votes.
Yeah, that's right. We're missing a person.
Yeah.
This current motion talks about rescinding the action of from July, and that was presented.
And it includes street lights.
So TDOT's not going to touch it till 2020, period.
Correct. Which hopefully helps you in your decision one way or another, or just make it harder, I don't know.
Okay, the motion is, could you repeat that for us, Sally?
This is to rescind the action taken on July 22nd, 2016 regarding the downtown sidewalks and authorize the city manager to take bids on the downtown sidewalk project from Meacham to Lantana Road, including streetlights as redesigned. Correct?
Correct.
Under discussion, is there a need for, I did this last week as far as mentioning all the reasons why I feel like we need to do that. Is there any reason for me to do that again, Mayor? I mean, I'm new at this, so.
Well, I think we've all heard the,
That's what I felt. One thing I would like to add, and this was not something I thought of, but it's something I received in an email. I think we all received this. But when we think about downtown, you don't get a second chance to make a first impression. And I just think we need to think what our first impression is, what our main street is, because that is what people see when they first come into Crossville.
this was an email that was sent to me today from Bob Weber, the general manager of Fairfield, in reference to someone that they've been talking to about trying to get to settle here. Shopping and dining opportunities were lacking for sure. Plus, Crossville does not have a very attractive downtown, a place where you can go and walk and shop and restaurants. We've been spoiled living in Fort Collins, Colorado, where this is taken for granted. In comparison, we visited Cookville and found it to have a nicer downtown, small but well kept. Many retirees, such as ourselves, are coming to Eastern Tennessee to find a quieter lifestyle, but also wanting to have some of the amenities that we have become accustomed to. I expect that over time, Crossville will acquire some of these things, but we don't have time to wait. We'll look for places that offer them now within a 30-minute drive. Plus, Tellico Village is located closer to some fun things to do in Tennessee. If you haven't heard these before, blah, blah, blah. Besides golf, which Pat and I are necessarily looking for. Hope this helps explain why we're thinking elsewhere. So anyhow,
I think I can tell you when that's gonna happen. What I've learned the last 7 years. These large restaurant chains, the big 7, they know where they're gonna be. And until you fill the restaurants up here till 8 or 9 o'clock at night, they're not coming. I can tell you right now. When you walk in a restaurant at 7 o'clock, get in. Now that's tough, but I mean, that's the way it is.
I mean, that's restaurant chains, but I think a lot of, when you look at downtown Cookville, for instance, there's no restaurant chains in downtown. They're all up by the interstate. It's all locally owned restaurants, and that's what makes up the downtown, and that's what we have. We have some of that. We've even got a new Cuban one that's coming in, it looks like, soon. So, and I don't mean with what I'm saying that I feel like our downtown is just terrible. We could just do a lot better. I just think we've had some opportunities in the past to really do it right, but now we've got a chance to at least make it a lot better.
Mr. Shanks, you know how many restaurants Cookville got downtown?
How many restaurants Cookville?
That's correct.
I know of about, I mean, it's not a big downtown, but I'm gonna say 3 or 4.
2.
No, they got more than 2. They got more than 2.
Yep, Crawdaddy's and Thomas Henry. That's what I know of downtown.
There's more than 2.
can you reread the motion, Councilmember Harris, please?
Yes, to rescind the action taken on July 22nd, 2016 regarding the downtown sidewalks, and authorize the city manager to take bids on the downtown sidewalk project from Meacham to Lantana Road, including streetlights as redesigned.
Authorize them to take bids. Any further discussion during this motion?
I think one thing that we need to clear up for Ms. Harris is, because I know one thing that she brought up at our last one was about doing a partial of 30%, bidding out 30%. And in talking with some folks, we're not really sure how you could do that, how you could bid out a 30% project. The other thing that I discussed with somebody that was actually here, Ms. Freitag, who's a contractor, and she just mentioned that it would be, the city should be doing the light. We could actually do the lights ourselves because we can actually do those, we can buy them cheaper than they can buy them. So really what it turns into is it, of course that all comes out in the when it's bid out and everything, I guess, but what I'm looking at is being able to do the sidewalks and be able to get the conduit in and being able to get it done correctly the first time and being able to do it in a timely manner.
So the motion and the discussion has been, I'm sorry,
So,
is that we would basically go back to the original plan.
yeah. Which is
Well, let me clarify that. We're going back to the redesign plan. This does not have speakers in the poles
Not the original.
and the landscape.
Well, when I say original, I'm saying we're going back to the,
March 12th, 2015.
where everything, where the sidewalks were replaced, the street lights were put in,
Conduit.
conduit and everything,
Yes.
and it's all bid out. I want to see something done. I really, really want to see something done so badly. I just cannot, based on my conversations with others in the downtown area, I just cannot support replacing all of the sidewalks. I support fixing the areas that need fixed. I support conduit and lights. I would even support bidding the repairs and the replacement of the lights and so forth out. I just, I wish there was some way that we could come to some type of an agreement between all of us that we could do something like that versus fully replacing all the sidewalks, because I just don't believe that they need to be done, and I would rather spend $1 million than 2.4 million or 2.6 if you get in there and have a 10%, you know, have a contingency factor. That's just what I feel convicted in my heart based on what I've known and learned and evaluated over the past couple of years.
The motion on the floor is to bid, authorize the city manager to have the project bid, not proceed with construction. Any other discussion on this?
I'd like to ask Mr. Begley, do you feel like this, if it was approved, would come in reasonably close to these figures?
Depends on the economy, what's happening where. I know everything's busy, a lot of contractors will do. It's a chance that there's contractors that have work now that really don't want to do this, but they're going to throw a bid out there and it could be higher. It's
Basically, there's one way to find out.
yeah, it's really a contractor's market right now. Whereas in the past, it's been more of the buyer's market in the past few years. Things are picking up. So I started to call the engineer and have him update this estimate, and I didn't want to waste the money on that. That's the reason I didn't. I didn't know whether it'd be valuable to us or not. But I think it's hard to say until we actually bid the project out.
Thank you, Tim.
Any other discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Grant,
No.
Councilmember Wyatt,
Nope.
Councilmember Harris, Councilmember Thomas,
Aye.
Mayor Mayberry.
Aye. We will not bid it out at this time. This meeting's adjourned. We have a work session to re-adjourn upstairs immediately.